You cannot make this shit up, folks. This is incredible. Where the hell do I start with this? The news between Quiet Riot and Blotzer's version of RATT, how the two are, coincide it with the news lately is friggin' incredible. Alright, let's start with Quiet Riot. This is actually the positive end of things, folks, and then I'll jump to the negative, alright? So, it was, in the news that Quiet Riot had a new record coming out through Frontier Records, and new singer at the helm, this guy named Seann Nicols. And when I tried looking up what this guy sounded like, had no clue. Then we started getting little videos here and there throughout the first part of the year of him singing little club gigs, his first club gigs with Quiet Riot. And my initial thought was, hey, this guy actually does kind of sound like a young Kevin DuBrow. He'll probably fit in fairly well. I mean, some of the other singers that they had recently did also have a similar sounding vibrato, whatever you want to call it, voice of Kevin DuBrow, and I think that's what they've been trying to look for. You can't just get any old guy singing Quiet Riot songs, okay? So there's that footage that came out, and I was, like I said, I was pleased with it. I was like, okay, So then, I was like, well, and with the new, the new record's called Road Rage, whatever it's called, that's due out in the next couple months. I think it's April or May, something like that, somewhere, the spring. I was like, well, with that going on, it'll be great to hear new music from Quiet Riot with this singer. What's up, Rocky? So, Frontier's YouTube page puts out the first sample, single, whatever you want to call it, of the new Quiet Riot stuff. And I'm listening to it, and it's just does not sound like Quiet Riot. It doesn't sound like anything remotely close to a Quiet Riot song. If I'm, okay, not that everything has to be, boom, ba, boom, boom, ba, has to have that classic, beat, or, pounding to, like, come on, feel the noise. Not every Quiet Riot song has to sound like that, but Quiet Riot does have a signature sound to it, just the way, Crew has hooks, and RATT's got that certain guitar sound, you know what I mean. So I'm listening to this song, and I can't even tell you what it, and I gave it a couple listens. I just couldn't get behind it, and I was like, man, what a bummer of a response for a first song in trying to get the crowd, get your fans excited for new music. A brand new start in 2017. And I haven't revisited the video recently, but I know when I was on there and I was going down the comments on the YouTube comment section, it wasn't positive. Well, there were a few positive ones, but a majority of them were not positive. And you know, it's okay to like stray from a certain sound. For example, okay, like the new Stephen Pearcy one does have several tracks that do sound similar to like a past RATT sound or Arcade, okay? And yet a lot of it's really different and diverse. It's a really overall pretty good CD. And I was like, well, maybe that's what is going on here. You know, and so like, you know, I sat on it for a while and I was thinking about doing a video about it, you know. And then all of a sudden the news started trickling out that they fired Seann Nicols after like 5 concert dates, 5 gigs. And at the same time that James Durbin, former American Idol, is joining Quiet Riot. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. That's just crazy. Okay, number one about James Durbin. If you are not familiar with this, first of all, he's known as an American Idol finalist several years ago. But he was one of the guys that really stood out and didn't have that, you know, just a pop sound. The guy, honestly, in my opinion, has one of the best rock and roll / heavy metal voices, you know, depending on what kind of song he's singing. One of the best hard rock heavy metal voices around today. And that's my opinion. Like I said, that's not everybody's opinion, but I wasn't a big fan of like his second CD, but his first CD I bought, it was real strong. I recently started listening to his stuff that came out just last year. I think it's his 3rd CD, and he just put out like a side project thing with the guitarist of Quiet Riot, Alex, what's his name? Alex Grassi, something like that. The guitarist. And this, what I heard, like 1 or 2 songs, it's got a great LA hard rock sound to it, you know? It sounds like typical LA rock, and I don't mean that as a bad thing. It's, you know, got a great groove to it. You know, so I'll be really curious to listen to the rest of that. So, you know, right around that same time, or soon thereafter, then I started hearing about all this going on, and that Durbin was joining Quiet Riot. And I was like, okay, first of all, that's a positive thing in my book, because he has such a great voice. But it's a shame for Frontier Records and the band itself. They've got this new CD coming out, and they're not, from what I've heard, they're not going to be doing any songs off the new record because they don't want Durbin singing them, which is understandable. But then why, you know, Frontiers Records, I'm sure, is still going to put it out, but if I was Frontier Records, I would just scrap the whole thing. And I'm sure there are business decisions that have to be made to do stuff like this. But seriously, if their singer is not even on the CD anymore, and the stuff doesn't even sound like Quiet Riot music, which we've only heard one song, but for the song that's out there, it does not sound like Quiet Riot at all, in my opinion. Man, it's just a giant bummer. So, you know, would you do the record. Like, all the musical parts are done. Scrap the vocals, re-record the vocals with James Durbin on them. Then you've got something to be proud of, because you've got a better vocalist by far, and hey, the guys in the band. Oh, the two kind of go together. I mean, I'm sure that's what a lot of people want, but whether we're going to get that or not is, I don't know. So there's that. So congrats to James Durbin on your newfound job with Quiet Riot. It's just, like, I told my wife, and she was like, James Durbin's doing what? It was, yeah, a lot of people are shocked. I was shocked too. But that kid is so talented. So talented. Should have won that year. But then, obviously, his fate and his destiny would have been a lot different, I think. Man. So, okay, so then let's get to the second part of this. So Seann Nicols is fired from Quiet Riot. Now, within the last 24 to 48 hours, rumors started going around. Actually, it's like 24 hours. Like, it was like yesterday, I guess. Stuff started going around that he was possibly Bobby Blotzer's new singer in his version of RATT, which shouldn't exist in the first place after all the court crap. I've discussed that thoroughly on this channel. They were in some taco stand playing whatever, some RATT song. And there's a couple people bopping their heads. Metal Sludge on Twitter put out a poll saying, if you walked into said taco stand and heard this, what would you order? And there's different Taco Bell type dishes revolving around different titles of RATT songs. And I believe I said I would get the enter name of song, nachos, to go. I would not stick around. No, I would run like hell. I would order the Run to the Hills nachos and run. The video that's out of him performing in this little taco cantina, whatever joint, where he's got about, 6 inches of space to stand there and hold a microphone along with the rest of the band. It's comical, to say the best. Then, okay, so there's that, that fueled the fire of this saying, oh, okay. And what's crazy is all the guys that were there with Bobby Blotzer were not guys that were touring with him, to my knowledge. They were unidentified, is what I read. I don't think they were the guys from this last touring bit of Bobby Blotzer's RATT. So then, it gets better. Bobby Blotzer confirms on his own RATT Facebook page that, yes, this is the new lead singer of this RATT. And then gives a brief story on how it came to be. And then also includes a video of this guy, this new guy, Seann Nicols, singing "Lovin' You's a Dirty Job." I've listened to this. It is embarrassing. They took the Stephen Pearcy vocals off of "Lovin' You's a Dirty Job," It's got Seann singing over it, and in my opinion, it sounds like Weird Al Yankovic singing a RATT song. Ladies and gentlemen, that is not what you want to listen to. I guarantee it. It has many more dislikes than the likes, I can tell you that. And some Einstein on this YouTube channel, which I'll get to that in a second, because that's also a little funny thing. This guy said 9 people hate RATT, which actually now it's at 10. 9 people, he was talking about dislikes, hate RATT, while the other 5 are real RATT fans. I almost never put a dislike on a video. In this case, I can tell you I did. This is the real RATT now. Seann Nicols, lead vocals. Mitch Perry, lead guitar, backing vocals. Brad Lang, bass guitar, backing vocals. Stacy Blades, guitar, backing vocals. And Bobby Blotzer, drums and percussion. Yeah, absolutely horrible sounding. So, yeah, they've got one date booked in March that's actually coming up in about 10 days or so, or something, at some casino with Firehouse. And it's going to be interesting if he actually pulls that off, because the last one that he tried to get going was canceled. And I've talked about that too. So it's going to be interesting if they send, like, if, you know, Steven and the boys send another cease and desist, seeing as, you know, Bobby Blotzer did lose the court battle. Oh, but he says there's still a war raging. Seriously, stop embarrassing yourself, dude. Friggin' Stephen Pearcy and the boys in RATT all have, they're even touring. They got a date or two in Europe. They got some dates in Japan, all across the USA this year, along with the Stephen Pearcy solo dates, which doesn't have anything to do with this. But I'm just saying, the boys are busy this year. And now, granted, Bobby Blotzer does have back surgery coming up, and I don't wish that on anyone. I've had 3 of them, and they suck. They suck ass, okay? You know, so I don't wish any ill on Bobby himself as far as that goes. But as far as the music goes, just stop already. Just stop. It's just, you're embarrassing yourself. The fans of RATT are laughing at you. Just including me. It's ridiculous now. Like I said, you can't make this shit up. It's just it's a riot. So that's my thoughts on all the news about the stuff going on between Quiet Riot and Bobby Blotzer's version of RATT. It's comical. It's absolutely comical. What are your thoughts on this? You know, I would love to hear them. Oh, the last thing I was going to put on here as far as any comments was the woman who uploaded this lovely video of Seann Nicols singing "Love and Use a Dirty Job." Miss Jen Woodard is also the woman who is running the Facebook page that I had a great little conversation with last year as far as opinions. You know, when all the news started coming out about Stephen Pearcy possibly putting RATT back together, and all I wanted to do was start a conversation on the page saying, hey, what does everybody think about this news, you know? And she shut that shit down. Oh, yeah, I was not allowed to post that on that page, you know, and I just, it was a peaceful thing. I wasn't sitting there saying, oh, Bobby's in trouble, Steven and the boys are coming back. It wasn't like that at all. all I wanted to do was get people's opinions, like, hey, what do you think about this? You know, do you think this is something happening, or, you know, what do you think's going on? And she's like, I will be removing this from the page because we support Bobby Blotzer, and that's it. And I was like, oh, so you don't allow freedom of speech on here? Okay. So, yeah, so she took down that post, and I left the group. And, so yeah, my opinions of her are as such. Comical. She is all the way up Bobby Blotzer's ass, and I'm sure he enjoys it. So yeah, there's my thoughts on that. The new song sucks. It's hilarious, to say the least. I would love to hear your thoughts on it. And you can find it. You go to Blabbermouth or whatever, Sleaze Rocks. Go to the RATT Facebook page. Bobby's got it posted on there. Listen to it, seriously, you know. And let me know how bad you think it is, you know, or if you love it too. Hey, great, more power to you, whatever. So, so that's my thoughts on this. Let me know what you think, and yeah, can't wait to see what happens next. We'll see you down the road.